Hey everybody, Michael the Maven here. Today I want to take you guys on a case study of my endless summer shoot. This was taken about 2 years ago, and I love these case studies because it allows me to share with you guys ideas besides reviews and tutorials and just get back into my love of photography. So a couple key points that I want to make about this image is that number one, I was inspired for it from another photographer. I saw a postcard in the checkout line of a store, and I said, wow, that's a really cool looking image. And he had this huge sun in the background, and it just got me thinking, how would somebody do that? So immediately I was like, long focal length lens. And I'm thinking, longest lens I have is a 100 to 400, but I have a 2x extender up to 800 millimeters. I said, yeah, that would work. Canon 5D Mark III. I would need a fast shutter speed. And so just looking at this guy's image, it really sparked some great ideas, just reconstructing how he did that. So that's my first tip is number one, definitely look at photographers who you admire and inspire you and ask yourself the question, how did they do it? How could I recreate it? I think every photographer pulls inspiration from others. I don't think it's copycatting if you are improving upon it or adding your own twist or flavor to it. Number two, the greatest difference between pure beginners and expert photographers, in my opinion, after the technical stuff, is the amount of time they spend pre-visualizing. The pro shooters, with the exception of sports photographers, because that's very chaotic, but most other photographers, they will spend a certain amount of time pre-visualizing in their mind's eye what they are going for, and they shoot towards that goal. Beginning photographers are more concerned with the camera settings and focusing and things of that nature, and they just shoot and hope for the best. So I spent a lot of time pre-visualizing exactly what I wanted, and that helped me decide that I needed to find a really good location. So I spent a lot of time scouting a location, which is worth it if you're going to go for this masterpiece image. And I found a beach here in Kihei called Sunset Beach. There's a little hill there, and it allows me to get behind my subject, and the sun was lining up just right. I had to get my subject, the sun, and myself all in a straight line. I also had brought my camera and I did some test shots. Very important if you're shooting on location for a particular time of the day. The thing that I was going for in my mind was no clouds, just the sun, and we had a lot of clouds that week, so I arranged for my model. She was a surfer, she wanted to do this. I said, hey, just be ready to go at around 4:30 every day for the next week. Just, if you get a call from me, meet me over here as fast as you can. And she was cool with that. So I went out there, it was cloudless, and I was like, get over here right now. And so by the time she showed up, we had maybe 10 or 15 minutes because of the angle of the sun coming down, and we just started shooting. And so the final camera settings on the image that I chose was a focal length of 500, shutter speed was 1/6400th of a second, equivalent aperture was f10, ISO 100, and the problem that I had was I didn't have autofocus with that extender, so I was constantly chimping my shots, and I had her change the position of her surfboard literally every like 10 or 15 seconds. She would change. And after about 250 shots, I kind of just felt like we had it, but I wasn't sure which one. And I came home, started going through them, and I went through all of them to find this one image. This is what it looked like right out of the camera. Of course, I was shooting raw. And something that you'll notice is that in this image, the sun isn't very big. So this is a composition technique. I don't talk a lot about composition in these videos, but I'll give you guys two really awesome tips. If you are shooting silhouettes and you have, or any shot that has dark material, subject matter, and very, very bright subject matter, depending on the composition, you want those two volumes to be about the same. Very important for balance. The second thing I can tell you is the human eye is naturally drawn to the point of greatest contrast. So if you have very, very bright next to very, very dark, if that's the greatest contrast in the image, that's typically where the eye is going to go. And I wanted it to be around where her head was as she's looking into the sun. I also wanted there to be a little bit of space on the right pop the colors to make it more orange, and that was my final shot. So very little Photoshop involved, but it did make a difference. And that's something I tell everybody is do not rely on Photoshop. Get it as close as you can to in camera as you can, and then it's going to be a lot easier. So that is another case study for you guys. The feedback I've been getting from you has been great. If you want to see more case studies, a thumbs up would let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you found this video helpful, you might be interested in one of my many courses on Canon DSLRs as well as advanced techniques. They're available worldwide by download, and they come with a 100% money-back guarantee. You can order them from the following link.